Soar Outdoors, and we're out here in one of the most popular areas in southwestern Ontario. We're at Point Pelee National Park, and we'll be out here herping today on the boardwalk. And we've been out herping in many places throughout the entire year, throughout Bruce and Gray and many other locations, but today we're out here in Point Pelee. We're going to be, like I said, walking the boardwalk, and we're going to be looking around because this place provides, the marsh behind me provides perfect habitat for different creatures like the Blanding's turtle, snapping turtle, painted turtles, water snakes, and other species. So we're just going to be out here looking and see what we can find. If any of you don't know about Point Pelee, it is a national park in southwestern Ontario, just outside the town of Leamington. The park was established in 1918 and is one of Canada's most common parks throughout the area. It has a large bike trail, and as well you can walk on the point and as well go through the marsh. Many species of animals and plants call this place home, and there are many species at risk here. The place I like to review the most on this trip was the marsh and the boardwalk. If any of you don't know about a marsh, it is a large body of water with many plants and animals that live in it, like bulrushes, water lilies, and as well provide homes for turtles, frogs, snakes, waterfowl, and many other species of animals and plants that live inside of it. And at Point Pelee, there is literally a boardwalk where you can actually see many of these species that actually live in the marsh. So in this video, you will see many of the discoveries we had found here at. As we started the boardwalk, we made our first discovery. This little guy, if you can see him very clearly, this would probably be one of the most interesting species I have never seen on camera. This here is a map turtle, which is very common throughout southwestern Ontario, and this marsh provides its excellent habitat. If you can actually see very well, I don't think you can see the shell, but the map turtle gets its name because the back of the shell looks like a graphic map. And this is one of the most common species you'll find at Point Pelee. You can't really see him, but his head was sticking out. And for a moment I thought it was a Blanding's turtle, but instead, as I looked very carefully, I could see its shell. It was considerably a map turtle. But as we carried on, we found many more discoveries in this marsh. As we just found another common species here in the marsh. I think you are pretty much sick of seeing these guys, but this here is a northern green frog. And if you've seen my video at Donacho of the bullfrog, they do look a lot similar, but as you can see a little closer as I zoom in, there's a ridget down its back, which the green frog is very common here in southwestern Ontario as well as up in northern Ontario. So they said there's a lot of sightings of these guys here today, and this one looks like a female, but she's very bright green, as you can see there, and a little bit of brown on her. So we're just about to move along, and usually green frogs will live in marshes like this. It's one of the most greatest habitats for them. And we are going to move along, see what else we can find. But as our walk on the boardwalk continued, we started to find more green frogs in the marsh. Like I said, they are very common species throughout Ontario. This next one was a male. You can tell because his eardrum was larger than the eye. We're probably going to see a couple of these guys today. After looking at this guy, we found other finds in the marsh. Definitely this time we found ourselves a Blanding's turtle. He is just sitting on that log over there. And like I said, he's one of the most rarest species of turtles here in Ontario. There are possibly about two of them out there could be Blanders. One of them on that log is a painter, from the looks of it. But yeah, they're just sunbathing out here today, as we can see. And they're a very social species of turtles. You can see many of them on a log at once. And they're very common throughout the southwestern district of Ontario. Mostly here at Point Pelee. Definitely there's many of them at Long Point and at Rondo. So they're pretty cool finds. I've been actually dying to see some of these guys. So we're going to see what else we can find out here. I was actually dying to see this Blanding's turtle in the marsh. These guys are very rare to find in Ontario, and Point Pelee is the most common place to find them. Then we found another painted turtle underneath this flower, sunbathing, like a lot of turtles were on this day. If you're interested in herping in southwestern Ontario, check out Point Pelee. It has many species of wildlife and everything else. If you like to birdwatch, come here. If you like herping, come here. And if you just want to enjoy the beauty, just come along and enjoy yourselves. You might see me in a couple videos out here at Point Pelee. But until next year, I'll be back. This is Soar Outdoors, signing out.